everybody, and welcome to the first episode ever of Girl, I Don't Know, where I may not know all of the answers, but together we're going to figure them out. And I am your host, Deja G's, and I'm so excited. Oh my God, let's take a sip of cheers. I'm drinking some wine right now, so let's have a cheers to that. I'm so excited, so excited. I've been wanting to start the pod for so long. I feel like since during the pandemic, but I've been so nervous, scared, and on top of that, I just wanted to have it like a perfect setup, perfect production, everything. But I just kept realizing that if I kept waiting and waiting and waiting for the perfect time, then I was never gonna start. So why not start now and just get it over with? And on top of that, I felt like I was letting my fear, get the best of me. Well, not get the best of me, I would say, but I was letting my fear of looking stupid holding me back. When it's time to start something brand new, when you're trying to start a business or just working on a new project, you always worry about if people are going to support you or not. And at this point, bitch, I'm not caring about that no more. I'm not overthinking it anymore. Somebody gonna fuck with it. Somebody gonna fuck with me. And we're here. So, welcome to the first ever episode, guys. Thank you so much if you're tuning in, if you're listening in your car, if you in bed, wherever you are. I'm just grateful for you to be listening. So I also just wanted to talk a little bit more about why I began the pod, or my reasonings behind it as well. So I wanted to start this podcast because I just wanted someone to have, or more so, I wanted to create a space where people can have someone relatable to listen to. I feel like that's a big problem these days. No one's authentic. No one is really, I'm so tired of the fucking, what do they call it on Twitter? The babble, the 50-50 talk. No. I wanted to create a space where I can build a community, of course. Build a community, be able to be messy and talk my shit, and possibly be able to drop some gems, give some of my personal anecdotes for someone who might need it. I never know how my stories or my advice can help someone, so hopefully it can. We're building a community together, and I'm excited. So just look at me as your internet big cousin, little cousin, bestie, sister. I don't know, but either way, you here, sister. So I'm glad. Before we get into the main talking points of the day, I just wanted to we're gonna do a weekly check-in for all of the episodes, because it's important to make sure that our mind, our body, our spirit, everything is in order and aligning. We always have to check in on people, especially your strong friends. So as far as me, I've actually went through a breakup about 2 months ago. So I've been dealing with that because I'm not gonna lie, I was in a very long-term relationship for the past 10 years. I'm 27 and I was with my partner since I was 16. Granted, it wasn't consecutive because you know how it goes. Sometimes you'll be in a relationship, you might break up with the nigga, and then it's y'all never really say y'all back together, but y'all just end up being back together. So it was just stuff like that. But as of recently, he's decided that it's time for him to move on. He's gotten into another relationship and everything so quickly. And I'm not gonna lie, that really bothered me. I was going through it. I was in a bit of a depression, but I'm getting out of it, thank God. It just took a lot of time. Well, I just took a lot of time to reflect, feel my feelings, and get that shit out. And also, I've been trying to get into new hobbies and habits to keep my mind off of that, which in a sense is good because I feel like that breakup needed to happen because I'm kind of finding myself, which is good. And I'm learning the new version of myself outside of being with that person for so long, because it's we don't talk about how it feels when you're so used to having someone in your routine and in your life, and then they just randomly go. It's he fucking died. He damn near died. I haven't experienced that type of sadness for real, or been that sad since my grandmother passed away in 2019. So yeah, it was a lot. But I'm starting to feel better. I'm recording the pod because finally I feel inspiration. I wasn't inspired during these past 2 months. So yeah, I'm getting back to myself. School's been really good. I'm in school for small business entrepreneurship. So I've been doing really well. I actually got a 93 on my speech midterm today. I'm so excited. I got a C plus on my fucking English essay. We're not going to talk too much about it. My professor is so fucking mean, but it's fine. I got like a B plus on the first essay. I can't believe we're already at midterm, so that's really, really good. Really proud of myself. Next essay is going to be better, but 93 on the speech midterm is great. And I also feel like my speech class is, my speech class is why I've been doing, well, why I wanted to, or felt inspiration to do the podcast and record finally. So really, really excited about that. It's about to be spring break. I'm currently not outside like that. I've kind of been inside because I'm just working on my goals and stuff and other things that I have working on. And plus, I just need to, sometimes you got to stay down and focus on your goals and miss outside for a bit. So I haven't really been outside much, but it's about to be spring break for me. So hopefully I'll do something fun within these next couple of days. It's about to be the first week of April. But by the time you see this, we should already be in April because I plan on dropping on April 1st. April Fool's Day. Do people even still do shit like that anymore? Like, I remember everybody April Fool's joke always used to be like running and telling everyone or pretending to be pregnant. I don't even know if people still do that anymore. But now that we're all checked in and everything is going good, everything is fine, I hope you all are okay. I also want to just say, like, it's a new week to start over. And I want that to be the theme of this episode, starting over. So that actually leads or transitions to my first talking point, which is, girl, I don't know how I feel about starting over. So I feel like this is a very important topic because it's kind of explaining what phase I am in my life right now, which is basically starting over my life as a completely single woman, starting my life over as far as my mindset, my habits, my boundaries, and just starting over my life, or restarting or reinventing my life, I would say. So I want to just start by saying starting over is uncomfortable. Change is always uncomfortable because it's new. It's unfamiliar. So it's always going to be uncomfortable. Like, life feels weird sometimes when it's changing and you feel like you don't know what's next, or you feel like you don't have any control over anything sometimes. And starting over doesn't just happen in relationships. It could be friendships, it could be work, it could be school, it could be your mindset, it can be just who you are as a person. Sometimes we stay in situations because they're familiar. I feel like once we build a routine, or once we get used to doing certain things or being around people, it gets familiar, we get comfortable in it. And what Lil Wayne said, don't you ever get too comfortable. No, for real though, like, don't ever get too fucking comfortable. Once you get comfortable in whatever it is, that's when I feel like some funny shit always happens to, like, twist what's going on. And that's always our issue too. We get comfortable with certain situations and certain things, even if it's not good for us. It's just because we're used to it. Like, for example, people know that vaping isn't always the best thing to do, but they like vaping. It brings them that dopamine boost that they're looking for. It brings them some type of relaxation, some type of peace. And it's just like, granted, you may not know it's good for you. Well, you know it's not good for you. However, you keep doing it, and it's just like you're used to it. It's a routine. When you're annoyed, go smoke. When you're stressed, go smoke. But we have to understand that just because we love doing something or we love certain things, that it isn't good for us and it isn't going to lead us to go where we want to go. Another thing about starting over too is it's okay to not have everything figured out too, in a sense. Like I said, starting over puts you in the unknown. There's some type of uncertainty. You're not sure what's going to happen next. Like, for example, I'll lead it or tie it into my breakup. Like, I don't know what the future holds for me. Like, I don't know what this future holds for me and this person. I don't know what the future holds for me and another person. Granted, currently I don't feel like figuring it out. I'm just working on myself, but eventually when that time comes to and I'm ready to date, like, I can't be afraid of trying again. Because that's always the biggest thing too. And just when it comes to life in general, sometimes when things go badly or things end badly, we're afraid to try again in fear of the result. But sometimes we have to go and do it anyways just to see if the result is different. That's the scary part. And also, the idea of not having a plan seems scary, because I know, like, the way life is set up and society is set up, it's like we're supposed to have everything figured out. Like, for example, we go to school. We go to school half of our lives to what? Graduate, get a job, get a good career. After that, you work. You start a family. You buy a house, the vacation, the American dream. Like, it sounds so fucking cliche, but it's just like, you don't have to have a plan. You don't have to have everything figured out. Everyone's path is different. And I'm not gonna lie, that's why sometimes I be having to delete my IG sometimes and just get off of social media. Like, I don't have Instagram right now, which is kind of pissing me off, because it's like, if I like, why in order to do business and stuff you like need social media? But it's just like, you personally, you might not want to be on social media. But sometimes I be having to delete my social media because I feel like I'm letting whatever I see on social media trick me. Not even trick me, but it's making me feel like I ain't got shit going on, or I'm not where I'm supposed to be. And it's just like, listen, not everyone's path is the same way. I don't know what this person or that person had to do in order to get to where they are. And it's just like, maybe my path, it won't have me doing certain things that they had to do. I might be having to do other things to get to where they are. Like, life isn't always about, we also have to stop looking at other people and trying to live their lives, if that makes sense. We're all living our own lives. You don't need to have everything figured out. You're in a figuring it out phase when you're starting over. You're figuring out what works for you, what doesn't work for you. You're figuring out what you want specifically, and be very intentional with what you want. You're figuring out what you don't want to do anymore. You're figuring out new habits to pick up, new hobbies. You're just figuring out yourself over. It's literally like creating a new fucking character in a video game. Not knowing what's next is also a part of the process in trying to figure it out, because that's the beauty in it. You're learning all over again yourself, or you're creating all over again this new version of yourself day by day. Very important of creating a new version of yourself day by day is being kind to yourself. That's very, very important, to be kind to yourself. Kiss yourself. I got on lip gloss, but one thing my mom always told me, kiss myself. Be patient with yourself while you're figuring things out. It's very easy to get frustrated or feel like you're running out of time, because I'm 27 now, and I honestly do feel like sometimes I'm running out of time to do certain things. Like, for example, like, I want to make sure I'm able to put my mom up where she don't gotta pay bills or do anything before, you know, anything happens to her. And I feel like time is ticking, I'm running out of time. But it's just like, it's okay, it's fine, I'm just on my own path. Be kind to yourself while you're getting yourself together. It's no point of being frustrated and comparing yourself to others or speaking negatively on yourself. You always want to speak positive in yourself, because when you are kind to yourself, when you treat yourself well, you're showing other people how you want to be treated as well. You're not behind in anything, you're just growing. And it takes time to grow. Like, one thing that I wanted to do as well, like, I've been, like I said, I was doing or getting into like new hobbies and stuff. One of the hobbies that I want to get into is gardening, because I wanted to teach me patience. Like, I don't have no patience for nothing. Like, I always say to everybody, patience is a virtue that I simply do not have, even though I want it. But I wanted to get a plant because I wanted to, like, basically watch it grow, because, you know, plants don't grow over time. They take a couple of months. So I wanted to compare the plant to me and where I am or where I want to go in life, to show me that things do take time and that I'm growing and that I'm literally blossoming into being the woman that I want to be. Like, it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay if you do mess up a couple of times, but as long as you try to be patient with yourself and be kind to yourself, you're going to get through things. Like, you're never going to get over something, but you're going to get through things, and those things that you get through is what makes you grow. Whether you're outgrowing friendships, feeling stuck in life, or going through a breakup in general, just give yourself grace. Like, bro, like, why does everybody always want to have like a I don't give a fuck contest? Like, bro, I'm so P, no shit phase me, da da da. Like, everyone have an I don't give a fuck contest, bitch. I'm gonna lose every fucking time when it comes to I don't give a fuck contest, because I actually do be giving a fuck. Like, it's okay to care. I don't understand why people, they want to have this, oh, I don't give a fuck. Oh, I move on so fast. Da, da, da. Me, I don't move on that fast. Like, I be trying to and it don't work. So I tell that it's okay to care. It's okay to care. It's okay to give yourself grace. I've been dealing with this breakup and I had to learn not to be hard on myself, because this nigga done moved on. He in Mexico with the next bitch while I'm sitting here in my fucking house boo-hooing, bawling my eyes out. I can't eat, I can't sleep, bitch. I'm ready to go jump off 155th bridge. And this nigga in Mexico bedding the bitch over on the balcony and fucking. And I'm like, bro, you gonna let this nigga sit here and really rise you up like that? Like, you really gonna sit there and let this nigga, bitch, get the fuck up. Get the fuck up. Like, are you dumb? Bitch, fuck that nigga. You sitting here sad. But it's like, yo, it's okay. I'm sitting here trying to talk myself into not feeling my feelings. Like, no, it's okay if I'm sitting here sad. It's nothing wrong with being sad. Like, I'm not a fucking robot. People are not robots. We're all living life for the first time. We're all experiencing things for the first time. So it's all right to give yourself grace. And I had to learn as well, don't be so hard on yourself. It's okay. I know it's hard not to be hard on yourself or how you feel sometimes, because in a sense it seems like you're weak or things like that. But it's just like, you're not weak. We all have emotions. There's nothing wrong with feeling your emotions. Feeling your emotions is so important in order to grow and to become the version of yourself that you're trying to be. Don't rush healing. Healing is linear. I'm not going to say be sad forever, sit in your sadness and drag it out. Don't let your sadness consume you, but don't rush healing. If you feel like you have to cry about something today and over something that happened 2 months ago, then fine. The other day I was crying over my breakup, and that shit happened in January, bitch. We at the end of March. That shit still hurt, and I felt better once it got the fuck out. Don't ignore your feelings just to feel better. Don't try to suppress your emotions, because all that's going to do is just bottle it in. And then when you finally do have that one big ass crash out, you're gonna wow everybody the fuck up. And it's like, I'm not against crashing out, but the goal is to be emotionally aware and mature that we are not doing crash outs. Because at the end of the day, a lot of situations are not worth us losing control of our emotions. It's not worth allowing whatever it is to have that much power over you. So it's just learning how to sit in your feelings and get them out. All of that weight that you felt is going to be out. All of that sadness is going to be out of you. That's why you have to feel your feelings. Feel your feelings. Reflect on them. Question of, why is this making me feel this way? Even sometimes ask yourself, if things were going this way, or if it didn't go this way, would I even still want that? So it's just like, this applies to just everything. Losing people, feeling lost, life changes. You just have to be able to learn how to feel your feelings. I'm just going to keep saying that because that's really important. A lot of people like to, because also me, I'm a weed smoker. The second I get annoyed, bitch, I'm ready to roll a blunt. But it's just like, it got into a point where it's like, bro, I'm sitting here, I'm smoking. I done smoked like 3-4 blunts, and bitch, I'm just still sad. If anything, I'm just high and sad, just sitting there, eyes low, and just sad. Like, real. Everything is going to be fine. Just learn how to be emotionally mature and learn from your emotions. Learn how to use your emotions as a strength and don't look at it as a weakness. It's okay. Starting over is just a reset in general. Like, it's just a chance to do things differently. You learn from whatever past mistakes that you made. You learn from whatever past movements you've done. And then you just move better the next time. You create a new mindset, new boundaries, new habits. Delete all that old shit. Sometimes, like, you really just gotta get tired of how you living sometimes. You gotta get tired of your own shit. And then that's gonna be the day when you wake up like, bro, I'm not going for none of this bullshit no more. I'm not having none of this no more. It happens to me a lot. Especially, like, I'm not gonna lie, when I used to work in corporate, because I was doing corporate for a while, and I fucking hated it. I literally hated working corporate. Like, oh, it was so horrible. But I say all that to say, like, I was making good money there. And I was just so scared. Like, I was so scared to quit because I'm like, I don't want to quit the job because it's good money. I don't want to lose income because, granted, even if you hate a job or not, the loss of income always pisses you off. Like, it's just sad overall. Losing an income sucks. So I'm just like, I hate this fucking corporate job. Like, I don't even know what I'm gonna do. I could quit this job, and what the fuck I'm gonna do? I didn't even feel like looking for other jobs because I was doing the corporate job in my overnight, and I was just so tired of it. And it was just like, I was tired. I was exhausted. It would be days where I would wake up before going to corporate, and I'll just literally be crying. So I'm just like, bro, I gotta leave this shit. Like, it's time for something new. And then I quit that fucking job, and then I just went back to school. Because I'm like, bro, something has to change. Like, I can't keep living like this. I don't want to work at this corporate job, but I don't want to just keep working these regular ass jobs too. I want a career. Granted, I'm going to go to school for business. I'm not sure if I can get the type of career that I want from this, but if anything, that'll be my backup plan as my degree. I always wanted to have my own business. I tried doing this shit during the pandemic, so it's just like, if anything, maybe I can make myself into a business. That's best case scenario. Worst case scenario is that doesn't work, but at least I have the degree and I can run someone else's business. And it's just like, I say all that to say that was an example of me being tired of my shit, but me still taking the risk and saying fuck it and quitting the fucking job because I just hated it. You just know, like, your spirit is just gonna tell you when you over some shit, and it's just like, one day you're just gonna wake up, you're just gonna want to do everything for yourself. Every other day I want to do everything for myself, but when you're starting over, it's basically a reset. You're not gonna be the same person you were before. I mean, I will hope not. The goal is always to evolve and change and to grow and to be in the baddest bitches we could be. Because I don't fucking know. I want to be the ultimate bad bitch. I just want to be the rich auntie who took a fucking chance on herself, did that shit, you know. She gyms, she cares about her health, her skin is great, she's thriving, she's happy. That's who I envision myself in the next 10 years, you know. Learning and evolving as you reset yourself, as you start over. You're just evolving into a brand new person. Like how the fucking monkeys and shit, they evolved to be humans. We're just evolving to be us, but like not even 2.0, bitch, like 3.0. Like, growth isn't perfect neither. Like, granted, I know I'm saying all this shit and it sounds so easy. No, it's easier said than done. Growth isn't perfect. Some days you're gonna feel okay. Some days you're gonna feel horrible. Some days you're gonna wanna be like, yeah, I'm doing this. You're gonna be consistent with whatever it is you're working on. Some days you're gonna want to give up and not do shit. Some days you might want to talk to that person that you cut off. And some days you're gonna be like, nigga, fuck them. I don't want to hear shit from them. That's part of the process. And also, that's really the test. I feel like that's you testing yourself and your boundaries. You always got to keep your word with yourself. I'm not going to lie, when I don't keep my word with myself, sometimes I feel so horrible. It's very important to keep your word with yourself. That's how you build trust within yourself. And that's how you actually do what the fuck you say you're going to do. Healing isn't linear. Even though you're on your path of growing and starting over, it doesn't mean that it's not going to be some days or one day where you might not want to, where you may want to tap into your old habits. The goal is just to discipline yourself and love yourself to not want to go back to those. Love yourself enough to not want to go back to those habits. You can miss people, you can feel confused, and still know you're growing. Like, two things could be true at once. You could love someone deeply. You can love or have a good friendship with someone, love them dearly, but know that that's not the type of friend you want in your life anymore. And granted, because I have this one friendship. I had to sip before. But, like, I have this one friendship that, granted, even to this day, I love that girl so much. But I just feel like, I just know that's not the type of person that I want as a friend. I hope this person has grown and changed, obviously. It's been some years. But at that time, I just felt like that type of person. I didn't want to be friends with people who would talk behind my back. Or I don't want to be friends with someone I have a private conversation with you as a friend and you're going back and speaking with our other friends about whatever it is I told you. I don't want to be friends with someone who can't just simply, say sorry and take accountability for certain things. I don't want that. And granted, it hurts as fuck. It hurts. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I do. It's rare, very rare. But like when I was going through this stuff that I've been going through now in January, I did reach out to her because I felt like at that time she would know what to say in that specific situation, So I had to write her because I needed that just for me. But I know I love her, I miss her, but I also know, like, I can't really trust that friendship. Like, I feel like I know that it's not a good friendship or a good situation for me to be in, per se. But I also know I love that person a lot, and I do miss them, and we used to have so much fun together. So two things could be true at once. Like, all of that can exist, but you also have to, like I said, you got to know what you want. You got to stand on your boundaries, stand on your standards of what you're going for and what you're not going for. Losing people in the starting over phase, it's okay, it's fine. Like, that's just the process. It's weeding all of the people out of your life. Tell people your boundaries and then just let them play yourselves out of your life if they can't respect it. That's really all it is. Starting over doesn't mean you failed at anything. It just means you're growing into a new version of yourself. You're growing into the person that you ultimately want to be. You're trying to become the person that your younger self could look at and be like, damn, this person is so fucking cool. I want little me to look at me now and be like, damn, I love everything about you. You're really that girl. I hope to be everything like you one day. We never failed in anything. I feel like everything is just a trial and error. You don't ever really fail. It's just trial and error. And right now, I'm just learning to give myself grace as I figure out what starting over means for me, as far as breakup, a new journey of podcasting, starting over, trying to build a community for this, starting over as far as like building friendships. And it's okay. I'm giving myself grace through it and still living my life through it all. Starting over isn't always so bad. Starting over can be a breath of fresh air. It could be brand new. It can lead to a lot of reflection and lead to a lot of blessings as well. You don't know how much shit you probably miss out on because your fucking bad habits or these bad people are fucking blocking your fucking blessings and they're in your way. Not trying to say like this, but it will be times when me and my ex, we would stop talking. We would go through our little periods where we won't speak for like a month, 2 or 3 or whatever. But it's just like in those phases when we wouldn't be speaking, like so much good shit would be happening for me. And it's just like, wow, you never know how good life could get. Or you never know how good God could show you life could get if you just keep being or not trying to grow and be productive as a person, just evolve, becoming the best version of yourself. So I'm glad we talked about that. I'm telling y'all this stuff, but I'm also telling this stuff to myself every day because, like I said, I'm still learning. I'm still growing as well. Enough of that now. I also have another segment or something that I want to get into about the pod. I think I already mentioned like how in the pod with the stuff that we're going to be talking about moving in the future, like I want to do Yeah, I do want to talk about other topics like relationships, friendships, dating, career, school. Especially now that I'm in school, because school is so fucking hard. My professor is so fucking mean. I told y'all, like, he's so fucking mean. But I have another segment that I want to get to called Girl, Let Me Put You On. So, Girl, Let Me Put You On is basically when I come and I detail and talk about whatever it is that's caught my attention or that I'm crazy about or that I love for the week. So, my girl, Let Me Put You On this week is I have this book that I got because, like I said, I'm trying to get into. Hold on, let me take a sip. Like I said, I'm trying to get into new hobbies and stuff so I can find other productive things to do with my time. I've always been a reader, so I got this new book. I got this from Barnes and Noble. It's called Softcore by Brittany Newell. It's basically about a sex worker who has a master's degree. However, you know, times is hard. She needs to make money, so she's a sex worker. She works in a strip club. She does a little BDSM stuff on the side. But her boyfriend is some drug dealer named Dino, and he randomly goes missing on a random ass day. And then it's just like her psychological, like, I don't know, her psyche is all fucked up because it's just like she's worried about him. It's consuming her, his absence. So it's like she's going outside. She keeps thinking she's seeing him and running into him in places, but it's like it's not him. And then it's like life goes on, and then it's just like, I don't know. Really, really good book, but I give it a 7 out of 10. I don't want to get too deep in it to tell you exactly everything about it, but I give it a 7 out of 10 because the book, it gets a little bit confusing. It is a really good book, but it gets a little bit confusing towards the end. Like, I'm not sure if he ever gets found for real. But I don't know. I don't know what happened to him either. They don't ever mention what happens to him, so I'm not really sure. It's confusing, but it's a good book. I finished it in a day because that's how fucking pressed I was about finding what the fuck happened to the nigga. Like, what the fuck you mean the nigga just disappeared? If you're into reading or you would like something new to read or anything, I would suggest this. If not, it's fine. But I just wanted to let you know because I felt so proud of myself. I really went to Barnes and Noble. I took my time. I really felt like one thing my mom told me was to start romanticizing my life, and I'm not gonna lie, I've taken that very seriously. Every time I do something, I always act like I'm in a fucking movie and I make it a thing. So I went to Barnes and Noble and I just made it a thing. But yeah, that's my girl. Let me put you on for the week. I'll try to have something more exciting for next week, probably for the Let Me Put You On, because I just feel like, I don't know, all the girlies be into the same shit these days because of TikTok and social media. Like, I don't know. But lastly, before we get up out of here, I also have another segment called Girl, I don't know what you think. So that's when you guys, the viewers or listeners, that's a segment where you guys can send me any submissions, if you have any advice, if you have any criticism, if you have any suggestions, any topic ideas, anything that you just want to hear or talk about on the pod. You guys can fill out the form and send it to me, and it might get featured on here and we can talk about it on the pod. But I love the idea. I just want to be able to connect with you all. Like I said, I've been through some shit, so hopefully I could drop a gem or give an antidote or something that you guys can relate to. But I'm really looking forward to that. I'm really, really excited for that. Make sure you follow the Girl I Don't Know pod on TikTok and Instagram. And also subscribe to us on YouTube if you're new and you had a good time and you want to see my face. Again, I'm looking forward to it. I will really appreciate and support it. I just want to be able to connect and build my community. I'm so excited. But if anything I said today struck a nerve or made you feel a little bit messy or it touched your spirit, then you're in the right place. Because, girl, I don't know, but I'm glad that we figured at least a little bit of it out today, okay? So thank you guys so much for tuning in, and until next time, bye!